Good morning, Chairman Pomeroy and members of the subcommittee. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to present the AFL-CIO's views on the continuing importance of Social Security for seniors, survivors, and persons with disabilities as we approach the 75th anniversary of the Social Security Act. Since 1935, the labor movement has always been one of the strongest supporters of the Social Security program. This morning, I want to make 6 key points about the continuing importance of Social Security, which I discuss in greater detail in my written testimony. First, by any measure, Social Security is a phenomenal success story, arguably the most successful government program in the history of the U.S. Not only has it become the cornerstone of U.S. retirement security, but it also serves as our most effective anti-poverty program and as a bedrock national insurance policy protecting workers and their families against economic catastrophe. Social Security reflects the best in American values and is a model for how we as a society can solve our most intractable problems if we have the courage and the commitment to do so. Second, Social Security has never been more important to more Americans than it is today, due to the inexorable rise of retirement insecurity. 2 legs of the 3-legged stool have been hobbled, namely employer-provided pensions and personal savings. Employers are abandoning defined benefit pensions in favor of riskier defined contribution plans, and personal savings have been decimated by the plunge of the stock market and the collapse of the housing bubble. Yet the average Social Security retirement benefit, which for men is little more than what is paid for minimum wage work, and for older women is little more than the poverty level, is not adequate to compensate for this increase in retirement insecurity. What we really should be talking about is enhancing the adequacy of Social Security benefits. Third, misinformation and exaggerated fears about the federal budget deficit are being deployed as the latest weapons in a decades-old campaign to undermine Social Security. Social Security did not cause the current deficit, and it is not a significant contributor to growing deficits over the long term. Simply put, this is a fundamentally dishonest debate being promoted by Wall Street billionaires who have a financial interest in dismantling Social Security and others who have an ideological aversion to social insurance. Fourth, Social Security is now the only sturdy leg of the 3-legged stool, and its finances are fundamentally sound. If Social Security were a private multi-employer pension plan, it would be in the green zone. The trust fund does face a modest shortfall over 75 years, an amount roughly equal to the cost of keeping the Bush tax cuts in place for the richest 1% of taxpayers. But Social Security can be sustained indefinitely with only modest costs for high-income taxpayers and without reducing retirement security for the vast majority of Americans. Moreover, this would be an entirely reasonable approach to the problem, given that high earners have benefited the most by far from the economic policies of recent decades. Fifth, given the growing dependence of workers on their Social Security benefits for retirement security, it would be grossly irresponsible, in the words of the late Robert Ball, to cut Social Security benefits. And make no mistake, proposals to raise the retirement age or reduce annual inflation adjustments or reduce starting benefits are nothing more than benefit cuts. As part of a broad-based coalition, the AFL-CIO stands ready to mobilize our membership to vigorously oppose any proposals that would diminish current Social Security benefits in any way. Social Security benefit cuts should most definitely not be on the table. Finally, the overwhelming majority of Americans want to preserve and strengthen Social Security for themselves and for their children, yet they are bombarded on an almost daily basis with the insistent message that this cannot be done, that the program will not be there for them when they retire. But we can preserve and strengthen Social Security. We simply need to muster the political will to do so and stand up to the Wall Street interests that have been gunning for this program since its inception in 1935. Social Security is a promise made to all generations, and we must not let Wall Street take that promise of retirement security away from the generations that follow us. Thank you.